Okay, so a client just contacted me and he wants me to build that thing, which is a 6-foot saw blade from the series God Eater. Now, in order to build that, I can't just go straight with the plywood because it's going to be really heavy. So I'm going to have to do something really special, which I don't have. To the automobile! Alright, so I just got back from the store and I picked up this 2x2 8-foot piece of lumber. These two sheets of rigid insulation foam, with one of them being 2-inch, the other one being 1-inch. There's a paint and Mod Podge. Finally got the big one. Alright, so first thing I had to do was I had to find a picture online as to the design of the thing. So this is probably the best design I could ever find. And I copied it over, isolated the image, and then I just measured out how many pixels it was, calibrated it to a measurement that I liked, and then I drew a grid. As you can see here, we've got the green grid that goes as the 1 foots, blue grid that goes as the 1/2 foots, red grid that goes as the 3/4, and then got a gray grid for each individual inch. This being 6 feet long, this whole picture turns out to be 599 pixels wide. So, yeah, seemed to have worked out. So let's get the first piece done. I'm going to just cut out the handle, and according to the picture, it's 1 foot long, 1 inch. But I'm just going to cut it at 3 feet, because I want to have this thing hold the entire blade. So if you like your eyes and ears, gotta keep them protected. You only get one set. Part 1 done. And people ask me why it takes so long to build anything. Because I have to deal with all this treasure. Not even mine. I didn't make any of this, except for this thermos. I need that thermos. Next up, I have to draw the sword onto the piece of foam. Now, it's going to be a really big and complex thing, so I have to draw the grid in order to properly get every proper point onto the sheet. After that, I'm just going to cut it out and do it all over again for the other layers. Ugh.
So, just out of sheer practice, I decided to draw out the 6-inch grid first, and then I move over to the 1-inch grid. Now, admittedly, I could have just done the 1-inch grid first, and then just highlighted along the way all the 6-inch stuff, but it just gets annoying to count. So, I just did the big one, and I gradually went in towards the smaller numbers. Although, if you take a look at this is a 45-minute video I had to edit in order to get this section alone. Oh gosh, you know what? Screw each individual line. I'm just going to crunch it all together and just chop it into smaller bits so it's not going to be wasting everyone's time. And I am getting tired of editing all the individual lines I'm drawing. I mean, good lord, we're talking about 5 feet by 2 foot grid, which means 60 lines plus an extra 24 lines. Yeah, it's gonna be really difficult to just pick out each individual line drawing. I kind of wanted to do it, but it's too much effort. I'm too lazy. You gotta understand, I only have so much energy to do stuff.
Oh, that took a lot longer than I anticipated. Hey, whatever print shops that are watching this, if you can make some kind of a 2 foot by however long you can make it, something like a plastic sheet of clear sheet that just is a foot by foot, even down to a inch by inch grid. That would be something you can probably put out as a product. Giving you an idea out there. I don't have the materials to make it myself, so if you guys got the technology to do it, see if you can speed up this process, because it's a lot of lines.
Now, if you remember to all your art school classes, they'll often refer to you to follow this grid pattern. That's where the grid on the painting program actually comes into play. Because when I need to transfer over so many details, so many lines over to the foam, it's really good to have that reference in order to know exactly where to plot those lines in order to get the details on. If you don't have those measurements done right, what will happen is that you'll start to lose consistency between different layers, which is not something you'd really want to have. So yeah, having the grid on the program, even the one that I had to make myself in order to fit the scale of the picture in the computer, really helps to be able to know what to do in terms of where to put all the lines and all the dots and everything. It also comes in later on very handy for figuring out what type of material sometimes, also where to place some of those materials sometimes, even as far as to trying to figure out how to make a mechanism within a type of product. For example, the handle, how far I can actually put that into the body of the sword.
Whew. Those teeth took forever to do. Oh, okay. Now to cut this thing out. Jigsaws. For whenever regular hacksaws just ain't fast enough for you. These are a little noisy though. And I am cutting into plastic. It's going to kick up a lot of plastic dust. Yeah, that's holding pretty well. I like that. Whew. That mask, yo. Pro tip. Super glue doesn't work. It's just eating away at the foam. And yeah, I'm gonna have to use something else.
Alright, confession time. Notice how my t-shirt changed? This is actually day 3. I just didn't have time to be able to finish it, continue working on it on day 1. So I tried to spoof it by giving my similar t-shirt, but no, that was actually 2 days. Alright, so evidently the jigsaw blade is not long enough to go through 2 inches. So I'm gonna have to either go with a longer blade or find something else. Now technically, the steak knife is kind of a saw,
I mean, it's got the teeth like it, so I really don't see any difference. It certainly is long enough, though.
Drawing took a long time to do. I mean, that was also another 45 minutes of footage that was completely butchered into pieces.
Actually, you know, I'm going to get a different steak knife. I just realized the dull tip's going to cause me problems.
And the Mod Podging is also a lot of time that was spent on it too. It's just because it's such a big surface, I had to do both sides, and I had to do 2 layers of Mod Podge on it. So, yeah, basically, I'm just being lazy at this point. Since it's already like all the entire silhouette's been drawn out on the original piece, I just decided, you know what? Why don't I just like utilize some of that original design, take a look to see what parts of the blade are just only the first layer, and then I just threw it onto the 2-inch board. And okay, it's too long to cut the second one out. It's too long to cut the second one out. Damn it. Okay, you know what? Plan B. I'm gonna cut this one into 4 pieces instead of just one solid piece, and then I'm going to just, you know what? It'll all fit together, right? Right.
Alright, so I was hoping I would be done after I cut out all the pieces for the 2 side layers, but looking at the drawings, there's another 2-layer inch thick piece that goes on top of all these pieces. So, I mean, it's not like I wasted all this. I mean, I still got good pieces here and there. If I cut it up right, I could probably get all the pieces done, but it's gonna be a lot of work. Gotta clean up all this work first. Okay, I wonder. I've got that good section right there. This maybe that down there. If I can't fit it all in once, then I have to go with plan B, which is to break it into several different pieces. But how big is this thing? So we got 1 foot there, 2 feet by 1 foot. That's not even a foot. Oh, nope. No. Yeah, that's only 11 inches. Wait, hold on. 2 feet 11. Oh. So I've got... Come on. Got 11 inches there. Hold on. What? Where is it? Okay, so somewhere around there. 2 feet? 2 feet? 2 feet 11 inches? 2 feet 11 inches? Ha! I don't have to buy a new piece! Awesome! Sure, I'm good. That doesn't seem right. Smells like electronics burning. Ah. Looks like I'm gonna have to use a different tool now. Whew, okay. I think I may be done with this piece for today. I need to get my mind off of this. Any day where I get to use this is always a good day to me. Man, it's gonna take a while for all of this to dry out though. It's all just gonna be Mod Podge together. If the Mod Podge doesn't work, I'm gonna have to go with the screws, which is kind of why I bought them in the first place. But let's just see how well this surface contact stuff will work. Well, I mean, the Mod Podge is almost like white glue, so I'm pretty sure it will work. I really don't like the way that cloud's looking at me. I think I'm gonna have to call it a day again. I think I'm gonna use a bigger brush. Finally, I can finally get to my favorite part of all these projects. Note to self, when using pink foam, make sure it's completely sealed. For it to dry, and let's see how it looks. Well, finally got it done. I'm quite enjoying it. Things I did not quite get was in the videos, I did a little bit of filler in certain spots with some auto body filler, and then Did some weather painting on request of the client. So, I hope you enjoyed that video, and see you at the next build.